Yes, we want to talk about uh, the recent incident involving Enugu Air at Bini Airdrome. The thing is very simple. I want to more or less thank the governor of Enugu State, Peter Mba, for that idea of introducing Enugu Air. And I want to use this opportunity, to equally more or less talk to some of these journalists, that normally publish or that are involved in printed or that are involved in printed media, because some of the captions we saw when the incident happened, some of the captions were like Enugu Air crashed in Benin and did this thing. Please, that it did not crash. Go and learn the dictionary meaning of crash. I know leadership newspaper, I think, it say crashed. Then something like, I think Punch. Is it Punch? I don't know. Okay. One other newspaper said something about crash landed or crash lands, Then I think Punch was the one that used the right word, skits, skits of, and because of this, I want to talk about that. I think people in that area should manage their dictionaries. It's a very simple thing. You cannot say crash for something that is already on the runway. The right word will be runway overshoot, or you call it runway excursion, or you call it, there are so many other names you can give it. So it is just, that's runway excursion. Excursion is a way where a plane unintentionally, hits the wrong way. We all know about landing and taking off and all those stuff like that. So what happened there was actually that the thing had already, landed, but along the line, while it was still taxiing on the tarmac, it now exited, the wrong way. That is what we call a runway excursion. Runway, or you can call it runway excursion, runway overshoot, or there are so many other terms, associated with it. So, but to say crash lands, no, that is wrong. And I know even other content creators went ahead to even bring pictures of the one that planes that crashed and were on fire and things like that. No, it is not good. And you don't use the opportunity to discredit Enugu Air. That Peter Mba has tried. He has tried. And there are many courses where you can have runway excursion, or runway overshoot. There are many conditions where such thing can be seen. You can bad weather. Even those people in the control tower can also give wrong information, misleading information. You understand? So that plane did not crash. You understand? And that's why there was no fatality, there was no casualty. And that is very simple. So please, when you are reporting, report properly. That man, Peter Mba, has done very well. I witnessed it on 11th of July, 2026. That is this year. I traveled, a day before I traveled to Lagos for a particular business through Arik Air. And when I was coming back, I was also coming back with December Arik. But unfortunately, as Arik normally does, they disappointed me. They disappointed me on coming back for foolish reasons. Then what did I do? While I was contemplating what I could do, I quickly, somebody by the side said, have you tried the Enugu Air? I said, I have not tried, but I've checked some other ones that could, come to my brain at that time. And all of them, they were not available, the normal thing, at the end. But that Enugu Air, the person said, check the Enugu. I said, it's true, that was the day I saw it. I saw the news. But I went immediately, opened my app, checked, boom, come and see Enugu Air. Do you know the thing that surprised me? The amount I booked Arik Air days before was still the same airfare with Enugu on the same day of departure. We all know, for those of us that fly on air, you know how it works. The airfare increases as the day of departure, approaches. So while others were calling 300K, 400K, and all this, Enugu was still maintaining 100 and something K. I saw that in there. If you see the rate, I rushed, book the thing, boy. So you mean I will leave Lagos that very day when I was already, my head was full, you know. Could I follow land? Could I do this? What of my appointment in Port Harcourt? What of this and all those? Enugu came to my rescue. Inside the flight, very neat. Everything was well packaged. I say, oh, Peter, I was even trying to make a video for Enugu before this one. Of course, so please, I know. Even while we were in Enugu, in Lagos, waiting for our departure, do you know the announcement? We want to announce the arrival of Enugu Air from Abuja to this one. We want to announce the departure of Enugu Air from Lagos to Warri to the everywhere. In fact, me, I was, you know, in that place, you just try to, you know, maintain your gentility. If I got to a point, somebody sitting close to me, the person didn't know when he shouted. He didn't know me, you know, just sitting on that's in the departure lounge. The person shouted, this one, all the announcement, arrival of Enugu this, burden of Enugu this, to this one, this is it's like Enugu Air has taken over the airspace in Nigeria. And the truth is that even when I called my friend, look, I won't be coming again. Arik Airline has disappointed me, but see what I'm going to do, that I'm trying to book Enugu Air. He said, Enugu Air, why now? Do you want to take such risk? So to him, he thought Enugu Air only leave to Enugu. That is, they don't have other routes. So from Lagos to Enugu, then I will not enter vehicle from Enugu back to Port Harcourt. And I said, no. I said, no. Enugu Air is going everywhere, Port, Benin, and in fact, even in the when the news of the runway excursion occurred, do you know that somebody commented on the comment section and said, "Wetin Enugu Air they do for Benin?" So to them, Enugu Air is only from possibly Enugu to Lagos, Enugu to Abuja only, without knowing that Enugu Air goes to all routes. Please, Peter Mba, you agree, but let me ask you let me plead with one thing. I know that this little thing that occurred, this runway excursion, it occurs, it's everywhere, and it's found everywhere. You understand? In fact, it's even said that about 80% or thereabout of accidents that occur inside the airport, 80% of them falls under the so-called runway excursion or runway overshoot. Please, I want to beg you something. And that the price you people are maintaining now, please continue maintaining that price. Because I know one other state in the south that, you know, that also owns their own airline. But then their price no be here. Their price they cut person throat. Please, we are enjoying it. The packaging and everything, you are too much, Peter. But let me remove my cap. As I go remove my cap for you, I beg. Please just maintain it. I beg you too much. Thank you.